Ole he. Everybody wanna be a cowboy. Yeah. All right, man. We gonna get back in the mode. Eat some of my goddamn jaws off. Like that shit. Goddamn bird, yard bird around that big. Now, start this off by saying New York, Atlanta, got love for y'all. You need to hear this though. You need to hear what was said. Niggas is, I'm tired of the lies. Bottom line, man. Yeah. All the real niggas in those areas, salute. But you got a problem with what I said, so I don't know what to tell you. Only he. Yeah. And now let's get back. Let's do a little bit more. It's not finish this one. We ain't gonna drag this one out. Now I'm gonna show you. Well, first and foremost, let me start off. Shout out to my boy Five Dog. My nigga Malik, the 5'3". Yeah, man, that boy came through. I was in the kitchen cooking. Had I was watching the electric relaxation video. Well, not I had it playing or whatever. So you know I'm cooking this shit, and my shit froze up. It started buffering. So I didn't know it came through. I looked, and I was like, man, when the music stopped, I looked at the computer, and the shit stopped right where it's a part in the video where they ride in the car, and they pass by some store called Shalinsky. So I look, I'm not like, so niggas start coming, man, what's woo woo? I look at the video, Shalinsky, the shit is spelled Shellsky. Shell in Sky. The shell in the sky. The shell in sky. I thought that nigga was coming through. I said, oh shit. You know, then we got to conversing. So shout out to Tribe, man. Like I said, electric relaxation, man. That is one of the relax yourself, girl. Was that the no, I'm tripping. Was that yeah, that's electric relaxation. Yeah, one of the coldest beats ever. And the video just matched the sound. Oh man. And like I said, that's one of the ones that came out when I was like 9 or some shit. So that's that type of shit that just sends me back to my damn childhood. And the earliest memories was staying on the street called Selinsky. It was spelled the same, but it's similar. So you got the 5'3" Malik. Now I got a little thing, well, you know, I'm 5'3". So like when I see other short people like in my you know, this in the 5 range, I like to refer to them as the 5-foot alumni, which would make man's a part of that. Then we both got the brown eyes and shit. So that's another one. Who well, I can say that because Tribe get their props, but him as an individual, since he didn't pass or whatever, the beast on that mic, man. The diabetes got him, whatever, which, like I say, man, the doctors and shit, you get dealing with them, man, and things can go any kind of way because you allow them to dictate your health. When all the while, when it comes to things like diabetes and all that, all you have to do is put the bleach white sugar down, lower your sugar intake, period. Because whatever it is whatever symptoms that you get that they put under diabetes comes from that. And to reverse that, all you have to do is reverse your eating habits. You couldn't put the he had to have his soda water. He was a Dr. Pepper guy. So now I remember seeing it in a documentary, which goes back to what I was saying yesterday about the groups in entertainment. There's always the breakup. There's always something, man. I don't know if it's egos or what, but they they had their thing, they little beef. Him and Q-Tip. And that shit does something to us to a certain degree. I don't want to overreact, but when you see your favorite groups or whatever, or groups that you like break up and shit, it's like, we be fucked up about that as fans. You know what I'm saying? You be like, damn. You hate to see that camaraderie go their own way. And then sometimes people just go their own way because they got their own thing they want to do. They want to, that's a more amicable splits. You can, when the guys can still, when it ain't no anger and, madness behind it or quarreling. It's just, it's their time or whatever. It be like this sometimes. Sometimes some niggas might want to retire out the group, or some niggas might, I want to do my own thing or whatever, or do my solo thing, see how I stand as a solo artist or whatever. But yeah, I wanted to shout him out, man. I'm 5 foot alumni. I never let a statue tell me how nice I am. One of the most, I don't want to say ahead of his time. You can say it's ahead of his time because we really just now and still haven't really. See, you tell one of them youngsters that today, or I don't even want to say youngsters. Let me not put that under them because this is really niggas still. You still got niggas who've been around since then who still think Oscars and Grammys and all this shit means something. But I didn't catch that line until within the last past, I'll say maybe 15 years of what he was trying to say. Young, that's one of the lines I was talking about a few videos back when well, in this case, as a youngster, you listen to hip hop. You still, as a 9 year old or whatever, you really just coming into being, really, relatively speaking. So a lot of things go over your head, like a lot for, I just speak for me personally. And then later on in the line, when you revisit those things, you say, oh, that's what he meant, because you didn't learn more, whatever. So like I say, one of the most memorable songs ever. Out the beat alone is just awesome. It sounds like a cool grade A, not one of them grade A's where it's finna just one of them cool, relaxed grade A's or whatever. One of them Bobby days. Bobby, he don't like he's a grade A type of guy. He likes it when it's gray and shit outside. But it's one of them type of days. Not saying you can't bump it on a sunny day, when you cut on electric relaxation and you ride down the street on one of them grade A, it might be a light drizzle or something. I ain't talking about a stormy day or no shit like that, but it'd be a light grade A, maybe a little drizzle. That song matches that type of vibe. So when they shot the video in black and white, I was like, that shit all goes together. That's what that shit called? Somebody said that shit was synesthesia, seeing sounds or something like that. I had that happen to me before too. It was a video that I saw it was a song that I heard when I was locked up. I never couldn't see the video because we didn't have no video shows or nothing, but it just the colors that I saw, or it made me think the video would be in. When I got out and actually seen the video, that's the colors that it was, like a light reddish tint or something like that. That Happy Hour video, with Jazzy Faye, CeeLo. It was when I used to lay in my bunk and hear that. I never seen the video, but that sound like the colors that it brought to mind. When I got out and seen the video, that was the color scheme in the video. I was like, damn, this shit crazy. That's that synesthesia. I think it's called synesthesia or something like that. But that's what I was talking about. Because I don't even think there's probably a lot of motherfuckers older than me that probably didn't catch that line, but that's what he was trying to say. Your Oscar, your Grammys, and these awards that you give out don't determine who's nice and who's not, because a lot of times they pick who they want to get these awards on everything but talent, basing it on everything but the talent. There's politics involved, and this, that, and then we come from everywhere. See what I'm saying? When you come from that 90s and 80s era or whatever, you still remember when we wasn't even invited, we wasn't even a thought. They didn't start. It's just like anything else. When you at the bottom and shit, don't nobody want to fuck with you, or you know how the story goes. When you're down and out, nobody fuck with you, whatever. Then when you raise up and start growing and becoming too big of a factor to not be recognized, then it was the same thing with hip hop. I'm saying you can look at hip hop as a person. When it first started, we couldn't get on MTV. We wouldn't consider it real music. Even our own, not just white folks and shit like that. Even our own people was like, that's not real music. All they doing is sampling our shit, and that was the start though. We had to sample shit until we started. Producers within hip hop began to get more and more into just straight up making original beats or whatever. So, that's how it always is. MTV wouldn't play our shit. Then it went from niggas not being able to get on MTV at all. MTV never really, even when they gave Yo MTV Raps and started playing nigga videos and shit, but it never really just shit. But shit, the only thing I can think of is Yo MTV Raps. Because after that, after Yo MTV Raps went away, when did Yo MTV Raps go off? I don't know, but it seemed like it maneuvered more into like, okay, they started playing videos, but they would play rap videos, but it would be amongst all the other genres or whatever, as opposed to having its own isolated show. And then MTV just went to straight up reality shows and shit. They stopped shit, you are what is shit called TRL. After that, look, I don't know. I might be tripping. Like I said, I got locked up in 03, so that might be what time. That might be shit. That might be the last fucking video show they ever did. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but we couldn't. The Grammys, niggas was boycotting the Grammys and shit for not respecting hip hop or whatever. That's why I be saying with the youth, y'all should pay more homage, even if it's just by studying and get into shit before. Because like I said, this generation within the last past 10, 15 years, they more so locked in their own shit. We wasn't that locked in our own shit. And we was paving the way for this shit. I'm not, like I said, I wasn't in the music industry and shit, but I'm a part of hip hop. I don't have the beat. I'm in the cultural aspect of it. So I never was a fucking industry guy, no shit like that. But we wasn't, even when they was dissing us, even when our elders was dissing us and saying that this is all the old R&B guys and shit was all this not real music, and giving niggas hell for sampling their shit and charging them and all this old shit. We still had a sense of respect for those that came before us. It did, and that's just based off of that built-in respect your elders, nigga. That built-in mentality of having respect for elders. That's built in the niggas that we lost gradually through the Willie Lynch shit, unbeknownst to y'all, because it was meant to be subtle like that. It was always a plot to separate the old from the new. Separate that Willie Lynch shit that said separate them in every way you can. Man from woman, youth, young from old, light skin from dark skin. Hell, even give some of them some money, separate them rich from poor. You see a lot of that. Like I said, that's where all that, if a nigga ain't got no money, then don't talk to me shit come from. All that shit is relevant. So, you niggas see a nigga that's seasoned and wise and knows the deal, while you out here talking your big money Sunday talk and shitting on niggas who ain't got money, it's real niggas in the cut like, yep, the motherfuckers playing is working just how they wanted it to work because these people are doing it. When you niggas see talking that, fuck them old niggas, and it's the youth, we the ones doing it now, and fuck them old niggas, and I don't know nothing about a beat, who is that, and all that old shit. Niggas just be like, yeah, they're living that plan out. They're living it out. So you thinking you want some fly shit because the cracker and lace your pockets and put you in a new Bentley and all this old dumb shit, and real niggas just looking like, these boys here just don't know. That's why when they snatch that shit from under your fucking, that carpet from under your feet, swelling everywhere and looking like an idiot, then they ain't want sympathy. So, yeah, man, but my boy went out, man, with the diabetes thing, man. It was crazy because he looked like one of my homeboys a little, who ended up catching diabetes. But he probably, I ain't seen him in a minute, but I put him on game, though. I don't know if he took the advice and, got the fuck away from them, that doctor aspect of it. Because you can beat that shit without them. And I told him this, I don't know, I see how the medication makes y'all skinnier and shit, and he was kind of not a big guy, but he was always had a little weight on him. I seen him slimming down, shit like that, with the whoop. Then I put him on, when I found out he had it, I put him on game or whatever. So I don't know, last time I seen him though, he had a little weight on him. I don't even think I talked to him about the diabetes thing last time I seen him. I seen him about a couple years ago. I hope he's straight out there. But yeah, man, old Malik, man. Shout out to my guy, man. He was a Dr. Pepper guy, which ties into what I was telling y'all about. I was telling you, uh, the uh, uh, the incredible outside around saying I'm the incredible pepper sprinkler. That was just a rhyme saying that I'm a seasoner. I've seasoned the track and all that shit. Woo, woo. But it's actually a deity that harms kids. And the womb, you heal the kids. It's a mythological type of thing, but you heal the kids are healed through sprinkling pepper in the wounds. The pepper is the melanin. Melanin heals. It's the healing factor. That's why when you see She's All That, you see the little kid, the little brother in the cafeteria with the pepper shaker saying pepper, fresh pepper. In the same scene, you got the bullies trying to harm him. That shit is representative of that evil spirit, or that devious spirit, or whatever, nefarious spirit that harms kids or whatever. It's like he had the pepper, and then Zach comes in as a hero and saves him or whatever. So my boy, that was his favorite soda, Dr. Pepper. So which is the soda. That shit is packed with shit. Even like I said, I learned a lot of shit through my teeth being sensitive to this shit now. Cause that soda, boy, if you drinking this shit in your teeth straight, you don't really get it. But like I say, the shit. Since I stopped fucking with sugar, man, I'm more on point. I can read, like, when I was eating sugar and shit, my attention span was not as long as it is now. I can sit and read more now than I could back then. On the sugar shit, I read a few pages and I stop, get distracted, got to come back and read some more shit. But now I can read more since cause like I said, I remember Bobby saying he knew somebody that had some kids that was had behavior problems in school. They was always getting in trouble. And they took him to I think he said they took him to a natural holistic doctor or something. And the doctor took him off the sugar. He said once he took him off the sugar, they went back to school and were model students. That's because now off the sugar, because you know a lot of times the trouble you get into, the kids get into in school, they ain't paying attention to their work because they distracted. They want to probably be the class clown or talking and can't focus. When it's time for the actual academia and the duty shit they gotta do, it's hard for them to pay attention in class because the sugar having whatever effects it has on the central nervous system and shit. When they read and shit, trying to read, it's hard for them to focus because I'm seeing this shit through me. Because like I said, now since I stopped eating the bleach white sugar, I don't have it. I can read more. I can focus on one thing more than I used to be able to. It used to be more of a labor then, because I know it ain't like I'm being forced to read. I'm reading out of genuine interest. So I'm noticing this shit. I'm like, damn, so I have to force myself to, read at least a couple more pages or some shit like that. But ever since I stopped eating the sugar and shit, I'm more clear, less all over the place. And I know y'all might say that's bullshit because you got 4 or 5 different type of shows going on right now. But if I know I got the Leah, then I just did 702. Then it's this, but I think it was YouTube, goddammit. So it's shit. It's Monday one show come on TV, and the next day another show. Think of it like that. But so shout out to my boy, man, the legendary Malik the 5-foot freak, man. I hate when you leave silly girls try to run their yap. That guy there, man. I need to go get on some of those because I never heard a whole Tribe album or a whole Daylight album because that was before that came out, before I was actually having money to purchase my own CDs and shit. So I even have to go back and listen to a lot of old shit and go listen to whole albums and shit. And I say back then, you had to buy shit, and I didn't come from those silver spoon type shit, so I didn't have enough money to buy all the type of hip hop I would, because my range when it comes to music, period. But that's recently, relatively speaking. But as far as hip hop, R&B, my range is so vast, I wouldn't even be able to. If I could, my shit would be like one of them motherfuckers that got one of them big libraries in their house with all the books. That's how my shit would be. But I don't. My funds don't run that long. So I didn't run that long. Shit, we back. Hell, we didn't even have cable consistently until I turned about 14 or some shit. That was some on and off shit. Cause I know at least at least in 6th grade and 7th grade, I used to have to go to my homework house just to watch videos and shit. So that wasn't even a thing, you know. Shout out to them guys, man. Shout out to Tribe, man. Okay, so now let's get back to 26. Let's get back to this East meets West thing. Now, the thing I was noticing about how this is some real shit with the East meets West is even when you look at Biggie's first album, Ready to Die, it started off with this, shit that changed, had a Dre sample in it. And see, this was the East meets West thing, because this is when, NWA already had the thing. Shout out to Easy too. That's another one they played games with. Yeah, we'll get more of that later on this week. I just want to make sure I get the Big and Pac thing during this weekend. Doing this, what is this? I think Easy, the day he passed, is coming up too. So we'll get into that a little later. But and then after that, I'm taking a break from talking about. I'm teaching regular shit. I want to share something with y'all about Selena too. But after that, I'm going to just regular scholastics. But I want to do this for these guys and gals, man, because give them an official raising up. But when you listen to Biggie's album, it has a West Coast influence. I would say this was probably be the era. And shout out to Craig Mack too, because he don't get enough props too, because Craig Mack really was. It wasn't just Biggie. It was Biggie and Craig Mack. Craig Mack shit was. They just ended up putting more interest into Biggie eventually, but both of them were pretty much on the same level. I don't want nobody fool you, because like I said, that damn I'm gonna rain forever, rain like bad weather, rain like whoever, never, all that shit, that shit was going. We was listening to that shit down here. And he's a good MC too. I know him and Big didn't really see eye to eye, didn't like each other, whatever, but that's what they say, niggas say a lot of, this is after he passed. We didn't even know this shit when they was alive. I'm just now finding this shit 5 years ago and shit, so, but niggas say anything when you die and shit, so who knows, but, I hear that story a lot, so it must be something to it. But, Flavor in Your Ear, that was classic. Don't let nobody fool you. That shit was a factor. The Greggler went in the remix. So, yes, I'm just cool like that. That shit was, man, them was the days, man. Yeah. So, but you can hear the, so this is, I think it would be safe to say this is when the East Coast, or at least Biggie, for that matter, started becoming a little bit more, or he maybe the best way to put it is Biggie kind of paved the way for New York being more accepting to other sounds, as opposed to just being it's the East Coast. We started, fuck them niggas, we the best, and all that old shit. And you niggas know that's what it was. That's not all jokes to the side. I talk a little shit or whatever, but that's get serious. Like I say, it ain't no knock. This is my take on it. Cause honestly, just in case you think I'm just Houston did not give a fuck about none of that shit. Pimp was about the only one you hear going off about that shit. We didn't give a fuck what y'all thought about us, really. Down here, we had our own shit going on. We listen to other shit too, but, and I can, even when it comes to consciousness, I think, honestly, if I can put you on some shit, niggas out here. Even when it comes to rebellion, and we had a nation of Islam, don't think it was, we were just some country bumpkins down here. No, we had a NOI Factor rap, NOI Fuse rap, NOI 5% rap scene Fuse down here too. And them niggas, yeah. You come listen to some of these niggas, I know these niggas put that, they probably a big reason why them niggas ain't even, shit keep freezing up. Okay, I can let you hear some shit. Let you hear these niggas, and that I wouldn't be surprised if them niggas was a big factor or a big reason why record label was like, we ain't fucking with them Houston boys. Them niggas is them kids demented, called we sent it, cause these niggas I know they put in the quarter them crackers. This they on. These hard. You down. I think that's another contest we can have. It was like, well, who put out the conscious music that would make white folks hire the oppressors scared to death? I think we give y'all a run for y'all money, because all that y'all hear some niggas, the way these niggas talk, boy, I got a screw tape right now with some shit on here. That boy, yeah, them niggas is, them niggas where they're going. You hear this shit these niggas on, so yeah, the South Park Coalition niggas, man, no joke, no joke. The cat extends no pity. Boy said the cat extends no pity. Electrified, blowing up street towns and cities. Evacuate, no wait. Boys sound like, them niggas sound like the Armageddon monsters coming out the gates and shit. Yeah, man. Oh shit, boy, Black dude, Michael Wild landed in my fist. Boy, I'll let you slip into a coma. That's about 30 niggas on that bitch. Mexicans and shit and everything. Boy, you hear that shit, them crackers heard that, like, them niggas down there too raw. We can't fuck with them. They'll take you can fight the power or something. No disrespect and plug in, but these niggas, man. Boy, they the killing organization gonna say we from this boy, they no joke, man. I'm talking about although they heard that shit. They lended your ear and catch this ice pick. Them niggas on that type of shit. I know them niggas, I know if they heard them and trying to test it. Well, let's see what we can, because that's how the game ran anyway. Stop acting like, look, when these places blow up and be the hot spot of the hip hop scene at a certain time, whatever, don't smell yourself too much. Them people put the money where they want to put it and blow shit up. So it ain't just like, we got the, like, take Atlanta for that. One thing I can't say about Atlanta though, them niggas did, I can see why they were viable, because them niggas do have a lot of flavor now. It's a lot of, well, we kind of do too, but like when let me you guys know, them niggas do have a nice, when it comes to diversity. Yeah, them niggas you got a lot of different flavors come from out of there. So but they put them on. That's why I started on the East Coast. Now these niggas get too conscious. Just put it on the West Coast. They start East West shit. Pac went crazy on the up. We had to shut them niggas down. Then it went back to the East. Then it trickled on down to Atlanta. Miami and all that. I think that's why Atlanta has more of a gripe with the East Coast. That's why I said, like, here we didn't really, you don't hear it. Like, we didn't, and that's maybe we didn't, maybe that's because we didn't, I think when, the, when they went to the Source Awards, we wasn't getting invited to the Source Awards and all that shit. We ain't had niggas like going out there and shit like that. But I think when them niggas went out there, they got to actually see the bias on a more. Matter of fact, there's in the stories them niggas be telling they did. So that's probably they got to see the bias more. They was actually at the Source Awards and shit. We wasn't getting invited to none of that shit. So we didn't get to, maybe if we did go, we probably have a little bit more gripe. But we had our own shit out here. Just like they had their own shit too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say they don't. But I'm saying, I think we wasn't. We was conscious of the fact that them niggas was up there thinking that they was better than us and shit. But it wasn't just no running thing. We was just running around, fuck them East Coast niggas. They think that. Like, we wasn't. Niggas didn't give a fuck. And you ask niggas from H, they'll tell you, like, we didn't really harp on that too much. We was so caught up in our own shit. I say niggas didn't need record labels and shit and major deals. Niggas was, doing what they was doing off the independent shit. So, but back to Biggie, I think Biggie, like I say, this the first thing you hear, the first voice you hear on Ready to Die is Dr. Dre's voice. The sample from Little Ghetto Boy. Then when you hear shit like Everyday Struggle, to me, Everyday Struggle is like a West Coast type of beat. What else? I'll say them two. I can't think of nothing else off the top. But at least them two. I think Everyday Struggle, that's kind of like, you can hear it's an East Coast vibe, but it's more, you can hear it kind of blending slowly with a West Coast tinge. Something about that. It's like a West Coasty, a little touch of that West Coast on it. But I think that was the East meets West aspect of it. The Pac already was tied to the West through the Bay and all that. So him and Biggie linking up and kicking it. Of course, that would have been a thing eventually. They would have stayed cool and shit. So that was a thing. With that right there, take these up so I can see. So, now one thing I did see, I want to speak on, was, now they said Biggie was supposed to have, I never knew about this, but they said Biggie was supposed to come out with a clothing line called 666 Clothing, right? Now this is the crazy shit about that. Now when I went, I think I heated something up in the microwave, but I cut the I opened the microwave before the time ran out. Seen the shit was hot. It was hot. Whatever. Closed the microwave, ate. But I went outside and I walked by the microwave again. It was 6. I cut it out at 6. When I went, I was watching something on Biggie, some type of YouTube joint. And that's when I'm watching that. I don't even know where that shit at no more. But when I was watching that, that's when that's when I found out. I saw the video. Right after that's when I saw the video where Biggie was, they were saying, well, Biggie was supposed to start a clothing line called 666. And I can't remember that fucking video there, but they was showing a lot of shit that was basically dealing with what I've been telling y'all for the last 2 videos about what the fuck was really going on over there. I said, ain't that a bitch? Like, this shit is real in the field. But uh 666 is nothing more than the number of man six protons. It's the number of melanin, the number of man, 6 protons. The atom has 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. But to take it a little deeper, it goes back to what I was telling y'all about the dual deacons. The 666 ain't nothing but the 12 zodiacs. So you may be like, well, how is that? 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18. Look, you got 3 sixes, 2, 3. If you take uh, 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 well, it was there's 3 sixes, but if you okay, it's 3 sixes, right? That's 2 sets of 3s in each 6. 2 times 6 is 12. So if you was what would give you the 12 zodiac signs? Hold on, let me make sure I ain't tripping. 2, yeah, it's 3 goes into 18 6 times. So it'll be 2 sets of 3s in each 6. So they give you 2 groups in each setting. So if 6 and 6 and 6 was a setting, let's just say that was 3 different settings. It would be 2 sets of 3. So let's just say, just like the dual ticket thing, it's 666, which would be 18. But if you was the well, that's what it was, the St. Patrick's Day. So if each one of those 6s was let's just say each one of those 6s was a man or a woman, right? Or let's just say it was a couple in each one of those 6s. That would be the man would have 3, the patriarch would be 3, the matriarch would have 3 in that 6. That would be 12, which would make 6 mothers and 6 fathers. 12 zodiac. So I thought that was interesting right there. And like I say, 6 is the number of 6 and 6. About 6 and 6 is so it's the same thing, because the 3 and the 3, that's the power generation. That's the masculine and feminine energy coming together to generate life. That's what you need. You need a masculine energy, a triangle pointing up and a triangle pointing down. You put them together, you have one thing. You put the masculine with the feminine, you have one energy or one entity or whatever. So so yeah, what was that? I'm looking at these notes. I gotta remember where this shit was coming from with Mike and this shit, but I'm trying to figure out what I was going with. But yeah, yeah. But yeah, man. What else? We got 15 minutes left. But yeah, so and of course on Life After Death, you got the song going back to Cali. That's some East meets West shit. Pac is East meets West, period, because he was born in New York, but he got ties on the West. So he got all his game on the West or whatever. So, but due to the fact that the West Coast was, when Big came out, the West Coast was, they was running the game at the time. So by them running the game, that allowed that opened the door or made basically impressed an influence on the East Coast. I guess what I'm trying to say is they finally there finally came a time when the West Coast was having a real influence on the East Coast, or New York in particular. So when Biggie, that's why when Biggie came out, it had a little West Coast play. That's some industry shit in it too. That's industry politics where smart shit anyway. Like where shit, man. You know the West Coast, you know the East Coast. We trying to make a comeback. If everybody on West Coast shit, we gotta have a little sprinkle of West Coast shit. Some type of familiarity to something that's some type of familiarity to what is it sound right now, aka or translation. We can't be all stuck on ourselves no more. We have to infuse this shit into. We have to infuse some of this shit into our shit now, because the world is not just the East Coast no more. It ain't just, NWA did that thing too. I'm sure they had their influence, but I think it was more resistance with them. I think it was more of a resistance with NWA. You still have people more. The East Coast was still more so like on some fuck them gangbangers, or the gangbanging part kind of gave the East Coast more of a leg to stand on when it came to going against them, because they can always use that against them. Well, we don't want to listen to that. Them gangbangers and they killing each other up over there and fucking up the peace, and it's supposed to be about unity and self-destruction, and that's why it's easy to have to come with the show me, well, let me see if we get our shit together. We all in the same gang. So they got the same gang. That was the West Coast version of Self-Destruction. Both two great songs. Love them. Came in with a razor blade taped to your collar. Man, it was them days, man. I think it was a little bit more resistance with NWA still, and then when Snoop them came with the Death Row thing, I think it was almost like, this shit is getting a little too good to deny, fellas. I hear people say that today, like few heads be like, they from New York be like, they was they was on them guys, jamming them guys like that at a time when it was still kind of like more so just East Coast was stuck to the East Coast. And we didn't get nothing from them niggas. We didn't start getting our props and shit till the late 90s. Quiet as kept. About the late 90s and shit. So, yeah, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all niggas up. I just want to put the finishing touches on that, man. And I have to come back, do a little bit more due diligence on the guys. Like I say, I'm feeling like I'm missing some notes somewhere. Kind of drawing a blank, so that means I need to sit my ass down and let my accumulate. But I want to talk about hip hop in a more general sense, anyway. So that'll be a thing too. One of these days coming up soon. But okay, what is this? Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's what I want to say too about Pac. That's why, because nigga was so intelligent, but he was still, a lot of people that he was a baby when he died. He was just 25, and but the nigga wisdom was so. He was such an intelligent being. I think we lose kind of track of it. Even me, because even when I was like, even when I be like, man, what the fuck? I'm like, man, why nigga came out? He should at least try to holler at the nigga first, or ride in his emotions and get the best of him like that. At least within him. I'm talking about, I understand why he was mad in general, but I'm saying at least with him and Big, when Big told the nigga what happened. But I think that was the downside of him, or the but when we focus so much on the positive aspect of him being such a great thinker at 25. I think it kind of obscures the flaws he may have had. You know, but you hear despite other than, you know, he was like, Pac was a wild boy. You know, he was wild, and the Gemini would come out of him and all that shit. You do all that shit, but I think that was one of the moments where him being 25, or him still being a young guy, got the best of him, just to put it, for lack of a better way. At least within that certain situation with him and Big, I think he let the I think that's where his emotions overrode his intelligence, due to him being only 25 or whatnot. Not saying he didn't make other mistakes or whatever, but I think that was one where, cause I had to, and I'm saying it because I'm like, man, what the fuck was he thinking? That nigga was smarter than that. Then I said, well, at the same time, that's probably one of the defects, or I won't say defects, but that's probably something that could make that we making credit to him, still being a young dude or whatever, who found himself in circumstances within the type of circumstances he was surrounded in, which was no joke. Like everybody said, you can say what you want to say. Even me, we on the outside. I don't think people. It takes a guy like me to, and even I wasn't there. I was like, I don't know the intricate detail. Well, we pretty much know, but because he that's one thing that was the difference between him and Biggie. Biggie was kind of like, you couldn't make Pac shut up. Pac was gonna talk. Big was so more so they, even when it came to responding to Pac, they was telling him not to respond and shit. He got a little shit off on fair, because don't nobody want to just be punked out like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially not a Brooklyn nigga. Like I say, I know New York, I know Brooklyn. I know Brooklyn niggas. I'm from Brooklyn, son. So, you know what I'm saying? Especially a Brooklyn nigga. Right, I was like, rightfully so. You know, I'll smack me, I'll smack you back. Only fucked up part about it was, you know, Pac was already gone. And I don't know, I'd probably have to try to get this in a channel, but I don't know if those songs were recorded before or after. But then again, anywhere it go, like, I can understand. Now the other niggas that came out shitting on Pac after he died, I'll be like, man, y'all niggas know y'all was wrong. Y'all could have held that one. But with Big, it was different because the man, Pac wanted to tirade on the man. You know, but I think we're really just getting to have that conversation. You know, and this is just my take on it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. But in the I Shot You song, or Who Shot Your song, or whatever, you know, people always bring it up. That song came out before Pac got shot, bro. I was listening to that shit. I had the album. I was listening to that shit before Pac even got shot. So I don't know what was up with that, or what they was trying to. But even that, I don't think that was about Pac, because Biggie got songs where he do play on the fact after Pac got shot. He got songs where he do take shots and use that in his raps, and if you. Yeah, but I missed some shit too. That nigga was saying shit I didn't catch. Like that nigga was talking about Pac. He did. Yeah, I'm not laughing at Pac getting shot, but what I say is, you would. It's a difference. If who shot you? If you hear who shot you, and you hear this, when you hear this shit where he was taking shots, hitting him and playing off the fact that he got shot, and it was more so one of them things where, he had something to do with it, no shit like that, really. But Big was more so like, well, I wasn't really feeling you getting shot, but since you done went off on me, then fuck it. That's how my take on it, whatever. But what can a man do once you done went off on him like that? But if Who Shot You was about Pop, what I'm trying to say in so many words is if Who Shot You is a song he would have wrote, taking a dig at Pop, you would have known, because if you listen to the song, you can't find a rhyme where you can be like, oh, yeah, that was a line, or yeah, you could tell that was about Pop. You won't be able to do it because this fucking song was not about no Pop. I was listening to this shit. I don't know if it's deep. They could have told a nigga to do that, or name the song that. It could have been a song he was just doing, or I don't know, man. But that song came out before Pac got shot or whatever. So who the fuck knows what was going on? But I don't. That's why when everybody be like, hey, we dropped Who Shot You, and no, everybody act like they don't remember that this shit came out before the album. Look at the shit. The big first album came out before Pac even got shot, bro. And you can say, well, he probably knew that. He probably knew they was in it, or the guys that done it probably knew what they was about to do, and had Big do it, do the song or whatever. But if Big was in on it, why would he tell Pac, get away from them niggas? So he had to put this shit together like that, bro, to free niggas up from bullshit. Cause niggas, there was a lot of shit going on with them cats, man. That's why I said the music industry is some dangerous shit. We see the glitz and glamour, but then when you get to the other side of that shit, you know what the fuck going on? Because you're dealing with a bunch of fucking white folks with bread who don't give a fuck about niggas, and you know the rest. So yeah, man. Shout out to Big and Pac, man, and I'm gonna close this one out so I don't turn into a bumbling idiot. I don't want to be rambling on about nothing, but I do feel like there's some more to speak on, but I might need to recharge my battery because I've been doing a lot lately, so maybe some more shit will come to me here shortly. I can kick a little flavor with you guys. Yeah, so this is some shit right here from that video. I can't remember why I wrote this though. Oh, that's what it was. I ain't gonna say no names, but it was a record label that was tied to them dudes who had Pac shot. And all I'm gonna say is it was another group on that record label. It was a group on that record label who took shots at Pac. And then later on down the line, they was like, man, that nigga, really, we was the same type of nigga. We really was fighting the same battle. We really was on the same team, really. We really was both up against the system. And he regretted taking them shots at Pac or whatever. Which goes was bear with what I was telling y'all earlier in the video. When was that? One of these videos. I think I said that in the Aaliyah joint or whatever. But yeah, man. So yeah, I can get back up with you niggas, man. But so peace to Big, peace to Pac, man. Everybody they got caught up in that bullshit, man. Niggas be easy, man. Peace.